Plato's The Republic, Book 1. Hello everyone, this is Sean again, and welcome back to our lecture series on Plato's Republic. This is chapter Hexa, and today I'll talk about Plato's concept of the just state. Together, let's try to answer the big question: what is the just state? Philosophy. From the words philo, to love, and Sophia, wisdom. Socrates' love of wisdom led him to worry about the fate of his city. As we talked about before, wars and destruction had led to chaos in Athens. Let's look at this picture. What do you think the blue, gray, and green colors at the bottom represent? And what about the three different colored rectangles in the middle? And what about the top part of the picture? We will find out that each of these parts of the picture represent different things. We can see in this picture how the wild seas represent the chaos raging in Athens at the time. Plato wanted to form an ideal state that would be just and where all of its citizens could be happy. He called this the just state. But as we can see here, the just state needs a sturdy foundation to support it. So the citizens and leaders must exercise certain virtues to create that sturdy foundation. Here we can use these three pillars to represent the three classes of citizen that support the just state. Let's look at each of them in more detail. Plato believed that all citizens were born with either golden souls, silver souls, or copper souls. Each of these types of soul corresponds with a class of citizen in the just state. The gold pillar represents the virtue of wisdom and corresponds to the guardians. The guardians must rule the just state with wisdom and a knowledge of truth. The silver pillar represents the virtue of courage and corresponds to the auxiliaries. The auxiliaries must protect the state with courage and valor. Finally, the copper pillar represents the virtue of moderation and corresponds to the artisans. The artisans must work hard to produce the necessities of the state, so they need to moderate their desires and appetites. Now, let's look at the first picture again. Can you remember what the blue colors represent? That's right. They represent the raging seas of chaos in Athens. The three pillars in the middle represent the three classes of citizen of the just state: the guardians, the auxiliaries, and the artisans. And the just state is balanced on top of these three sturdy pillars. There are some important things to remember about the citizens of the just state. First, each class must perform its duties as well as it possibly can. And second, each class must not interfere with the efforts of the other classes. In this way, the state will achieve harmony. Only then can it truly be called the just state. That concludes our lecture for today. In my next lecture, I will be talking about chapter Hepta, where I will describe the setting of the Republic in more detail. Thank you for listening.